Giants Sports Talk and Entertainment, breaking out the old logo, or I should say intro, because why not? I've been pissing people off lately, and I love it. I love when the trolls are in the comment section and they say these things and they're supposed to be so hurtful, make me feel so bad. They don't. I feed off it. My wife always says, don't encourage him. You know what? And that's all you're doing. Don't encourage me. Wanted to talk about Leonard Williams again. I know we talked about it. We touched on it briefly yesterday. And his statements and what he did while leaving the stadium, because I didn't know what he did while he was leaving into the tunnel from the field. I didn't know someone actually had mentioned it to me, because they sit right where the players leave or exit the field. And he was kind of, when he was leaving the field, and I didn't know this, he was kind of waving to the fans, almost shooing them away. Almost like, you're booing me and you're beyond me, so go away. And that's what he was doing. I mean, it's not like some people going out giving you the middle finger when you're walking away. But I mean, he should know better. And when you're in a half-empty stadium, if even more than that, do you really think that's what you should be doing to the fan base after you just chalked up another stinker? I mean, it was a weird gesture. It was very dismissive to the fans. You know, I mean, it's just it was funny though, because like I said, as he moved to go, he was waving to the fans as almost like he was shooing them away. It was weird. I didn't know about it, but some people that went to the game told me about it, so I didn't know about this. And then you had the Leonard Williams statements after the game about the booing. They don't bother me, honestly, Williams said of the boos. Obviously, we're in our home stadium. I don't want to be hearing booing from my fans. I understand they have the right to be upset as well, because they're coming to see us put up good football on the field. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think anyone deserves to be put down no matter who you are. I'm not going to go to a car salesman and tell him that he's not a good person and boo him. This person's because he's not doing his job or something. Wow, Leonard. 3 years, $63 million, 45 of it guaranteed. You're throwing up stinkers. You have graduated from
King of the almost sack.
And we have moved away from that now, because I have mentioned numerous times, and we did a breakdown, that out of the 10.5 sacks last year for Leonard Williams, 6 of them were coverage sacks. So Leonard Williams has now been redubbed.
Hear ye, come one, come all, for it's the king of the coverage sack.
He is the king of the coverage sack now. It's also kind of turned into the king of the assholes. And I can say that because I don't care. You are paid to play a game. You're not going to go into a salesman's office and boo him for being bad. He's not an entertainer. You are from more than some would say. You are a football player and an entertainer, because you're there to entertain the fans, and you are getting paid handsomely to do this. And then you have the audacity to say, I don't like being booed. It makes me sad. Okay, then you shouldn't have taken the $63 million and stayed with the Giants. Because right now you have 3 sacks. I would say 1.5 of those, if not 2, were coverage sacks. You have 13 solo tackles. You're not putting up big numbers, Leonard. You're not putting up Aaron Donald number. Aaron Donald dominated Sunday. Dominated. You're not dominating. You're dominating the bank when you go to cash your check. That's what you're dominating. So the fans have every right to be upset with you. And I said this a million billion times. I would never have signed Leonard Williams. Because what Leonard Williams was his first 5 seasons in the NFL, that's pretty much what you are. 3 sacks, 7 sacks, 2 sacks, 5 sacks, a half a sack. That's what you are. The 11.5 sacks were very nice season, great season. But it just happens to coincide with a contract year. It happens to coincide that you probably just decided to play. I don't think that's your level of play. And I think you are nowhere near the amount of money that you got. So you know what? If fans are going to boo you for taking the money from the Giants and letting Dalvin Tomlinson walk, they have that right to boo you. I know. Oh, that's shocking. How about you stop your whining and rally your defense. Patrick Graham evidently blasted you guys all week long, and you throw up another stinker. Don't tell me you don't miss Dalvin Tomlinson, because I said it before, Dalvin Tomlinson does the dirty work. He ties up two guys in the interior line so you can get your coverage sack.
Hear ye, come one, come all, for it's the king of the covered sack.
You're not playing worth the money, Leonard. Most of your tackles this year are pile-on tackles. That's it. You're getting assists because you're jumping onto the pile. And that's what players do. And that's fine with that. You're not getting to the quarterback. You're not Lawrence Taylor. You're not Carl Banks. You're not Harry Carson. You're not even Leonard Marshall. You're not even Keith Hamilton. You're none of these guys. You are barely Eric Dorsey. But that's okay. You're not Strahan. You can't dominate and change the complexion of a game. And people will point to the Seattle game, and then I will point to the Cardinals game, and I'll also point over to the Baltimore game. You were what you were with the Jets. A good player who had one Pro Bowl season out of 5. The Jets were not upset to get rid of you, and we were the only team stupid enough to be bidding against ourselves. But for you to have the audacity to go and attack the fan base, I've been going to Giant games since 1976. I've said it a million times. I was there when we opened up the stadium against Dallas and threw up the clunker. I've seen the bad teams. I've seen the players. I've seen guys that are giants. And these are guys that are giants for life. And that's what the Wellington Mara used to say, once a giant, always a giant. Phil Simms, he was very truculent with the media at times, because of the fact that he wanted to play. He got benched for injury for Bruner and for Rutledge, and then he kept having these injuries. And it wasn't until the 84 season did he finally put it together. But for all the problems that he had, it didn't play out completely in the press. He didn't sit there and say the fans suck because I'm not playing. He said a couple choice words for Bill Parcells. But then, like I said, then the 84 season rolls around, throws for over 4,000 yards. First Giant to do it. 9-7 record. First time they went back to the playoffs since the 81 season. Then 2 years later, he wins a Super Bowl. Eli Manning booed unmercilessly at times during his 16-year Giant career. He never went and attacked the fans. He never sat there and said, well, the fan base shouldn't boo me because I'm so sad. I'm so sensitive. No. He didn't say that. He took the slings and the arrows. He understood the fans have a right to be upset. When you throw up 2 stinkers in a row, Leonard, and I'm going to break the news to you, when you're 38-11, 44-20, there's a problem there. You even gave up 30 points to Washington. You gave up 27 to Denver. It's not like all of a sudden this defense just forgot how to play for a game. This has been going on for a while. And I'm sorry, for the amount of money that you're being paid, you should never leave the field. 77% of the snaps you played for game 1, 80, 79. You played 91 in New Orleans because of the fact that it went into overtime. You played 72 against Dallas and 79% of the snaps against the Rams. Blake Martinez played 100% of the snaps, almost 100% of snaps all last year. Peppers did the same thing. Logan Ryan did the same thing. You see where I'm getting? These were guys that are actually, to me, leaders on the defense. These are guys that gave the fans opportunities to root for them. You are just about Leonard Williams. And I've said this before, and I've had friends of mine who are Jet fans, and yeah, I have friends that are Jet fans, tell me the same thing. Leonard Williams plays for Leonard Williams. They never felt like he played for the Jets. They never felt that outside of that one season he had, was he ever putting his ass on the line for the team. And you know what? I don't want to say anything, but football, last time I checked, is a team sport. Just throwing that out there, Leonard. Do you want to cry about it? Give back the money. Go somewhere else. Because honestly, I think that's what you should have done, because a lot of the cap purgatory that we're going to be in for this season and next season is because of you. And I said this before, you are what you are for your first 5 seasons. Anyone can have a career year. He was going to go back to having 3.5 to 6 sacks, anywhere between there. Unless he keeps getting...
Hear ye, come one, come all, for it's the king of the covered sack.
Because that's what he does. He needs to give James Bradbury, Logan Ryan, Xavier McKinney, and the cast of others last year a big wet kiss, because they made him Leonard Williams. Same with Dalvin Tomlinson. Now that you don't have Dalvin Tomlinson, now the secondary is not playing as well, neither are you, Leonard. I would hope this would be your last year, but of course it's not going to be. We're going to be stuck with you till next season as well. You know what, Leonard? Be a Giant. Don't be a Leonard Williams. And again, this is Tim on the Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, maybe subscribe, read that Blake through the means, that'd be awesome.